名考可以接些。
Just to clarify, so you're doing the person above you and below you?
And doing boss. Yeah, but since Brittany's not here, so yeah, just for a minute. And we missed this, but right, at least 5 comments, 3 things they did well, and 2 they need to work on. Okay. And sometimes you guys, don't be surprised if some people are like, I can't find anything I need to work on. If that's the case, just write 2 more positive things. So just give them at least 5 people.
Okay. First up, we have Lindsay Johnson, who is speaking about illiteracy, the silent epidemic.
Where there is illiteracy, there is poverty. A quote by the World Literacy Foundation that tries to get the world's attention and shine light on this silent epidemic. As of 2014, 775 million illiterate adults are in the world. 2/3 of them are women. Illiteracy is not something everybody is comfortable talking about. However, the struggles are real and can be quite damaging. But don't let that discourage you. There are ways that both individuals and society as a whole can overcome this problem and one day hopefully alleviate it. I chose to bring awareness to this topic today because I have seen its impacts firsthand. Due to lack of parent participation, poor school attendance, and a constant state of living in poverty, my niece and nephews have struggled their entire lives to keep up with their peers. They are all now in their teens, however, the condition has not improved. My oldest nephew is in and out of juvenile detention. My niece no longer lives with her parents, but rather lives with me. And my youngest nephew is constantly being suspended from school for violence. Illiteracy impacts millions, but we can do something about it. Today I want to bring awareness to who is affected, how it impacts lives, and what we can do to help. So who is affected by illiteracy? Everyone. Reading is an invaluable skill that impacts just about every aspect of our daily lives. Kids typically can pick up and understand text around the ages of 5 to 6 years old, but for some of them, they just simply cannot do that. Children are affected by their parents' own interests and abilities. I'm sure most of you here who have children can back me up on this. Children are like sponges. They absorb everything. They pick up habits. They model their own behavior after their parents. Eventually, if a parent is struggling with literacy, so will the child. And it not only affects their academics, but it also affects their social interactions as well. Adults can feel the impact of illiteracy in many different ways, but most obviously it's in the workplace. Millions of adults have only an intermediate reading level, which translates to about a 6th to 9th grade reading level. Literacy is what propels you forward in life. It allows you to understand the world around you. It helps you interact with others and express yourself. Without refining these skills as a child, you only hurt yourself as an adult. 66% of illiterate individuals in the world are women. 66%. And that could be due to several factors, such as cultural practices and societal norms. Women are made to raise children, to keep the house, and to support men. They are not offered the same educational opportunities in a lot of areas because schooling is not a priority. Poor reading ability can lead to lower paychecks, especially for women. Statistics in the Right Express Corporation's assessment show that men with lower literacy skills are twice as likely to make more than a woman with the same literacy skills. Illiteracy impacts lives in so many ways, from dropouts to crime rates to welfare. All of those are products. Some might think it's a snowball effect, one leading into the next. Others may not see the correlation. Either way, you can't deny the facts. On average, 1 in 3 high school students drop out each year. According to the National Center of Education, people who do not complete high school have a basic or below basic reading level. 75% of Americans who receive food stamps have this same reading level. Not everyone realizes the correlation between illiteracy and high crime rates. According to John Blankenship from the Register-Herald, he wrote that 85% of juveniles who face trial in court are functionally illiterate. That proves a close relationship between illiteracy and crime. So how do we fix this? There are several different things that state governments, local communities, and even individuals can do to help tackle this issue. State governments can uphold their own responsibilities, properly fund educational systems, and stop cutting corners. Idaho, for instance, consistently underfunds the educational system, therefore requires local communities to raise funds via bonds. Local communities can offer more free programs like free reading lessons to those in need, and they can offer them through community colleges or local libraries. Individuals who want to make a difference can volunteer for these programs or donate to a worthy charity. In conclusion, I would like to remind you that illiteracy is real. It affects everybody, and it impacts every aspect of our daily lives. But hope isn't lost. I would like to leave you with one final thought by Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Are there any questions?
What got you so interested in this topic?
Honestly, it was seeing the struggles that my family has gone through. I can see a difference between my son and my niece and nephews and know the factors of what caused it.
It's an amazing thing, because we don't think of illiteracy still being such a prevalent issue, but it is. It's still very prevalent in culture and world culture.
It is. It's shocking. You know, my mother works in the psych department at Kootenai Health, and she told me just this week a gentleman and a woman who both got admitted could not even write their own names.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's out there.
Yeah. We just don't think of it still being present.
For this day and age, there's so many resources that you just don't realize that people are still suffering.
Right. And then it becomes shameful, like you said. It becomes shameful, and then they don't seek help in that area because it already is shameful.
Right.
So then, and that's, you see that with kiddos, like entitlement or something as they're going, if they feel shamed by it, that shame can propel them.
Right.
It's just amazing.
And they just shut down.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing, not really a question, but comment that, you brought up how it affects like workplace environments, and that's something I see all the time. We have to write reports and stuff over what I do, and it's amazing having to go through and reread them. I have to read them out loud,
Right.
Just to be able to understand sometimes the thoughts that people are trying to convey. They don't have punctuation, or they don't even write really in word forms, like just how things sound. So I completely relate to that.
I would have learning disabilities, like what you said about the word form, like dyslexia or something can fit into that as well. And
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Any other questions for Lindsay? All right, let's let her sit down. I won't do this after every speech, but I do it after the first one. How did she do, you guys?
Really good.
It was really amazing. You really put the standard up there. Did a very great job. Were you nervous?
Yes, my face feels like it's on fire.
It didn't turn that way until
the very last 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Seriously, it wasn't at all that way.
Okay.
But I saw you blush at the end. I was like, can I sit down, please? But it wasn't that way before. But did you feel anxiety during it?
No, not too bad.
Okay.
Once I got going, I just kept going.
Yep.
So.
And that's what
Yeah.
you do. You guys, you get going, you just go, just keep going. Just keep going. So, thank you, appreciate it. What was your time on that?
6:35.
Perfect, thank you. I don't expect you to do that. Just so you know, just to take a little pressure off, because I judge each of your speakings totally separately, and I use my criteria and you. I don't compare you to each other, so don't worry, it's you that I'm looking at. So, because Lindsay, you really did set the bar very high. That was beautiful.
Thank you.